online groceries is still one of the hardest problems in retail. The margins are thin, the logistics are brutal, and most players are still figuring out how to make it profitable. So when a company cracks the code, rose to 1.6 billion euros in revenue across 5 European markets, and does it by leading with premium and local products instead of only competing on price, it's worth understanding how. Today I'm in New York, talking with Petr Lizner. He's the head of strategy at Rohlik Group, and what it means for the future of food retail. Here's Paula Macadi, and this is episode 113 of my show. Welcome to OFFBounds. Petr, welcome to OFFBounds.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I'm very excited to have you in New York. You are the first guest we had from Czech Republic.
That's good. Hopefully not the last.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I loved hearing your story the couple of times you talked about before. You are the head of strategy of Rohlik Group, if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Yes.
And I'm quite sure that most of our listeners here might not be familiar with what the company is. Why don't you explain a little bit about what you do?
So we're potentially one of Europe's biggest secrets in grocery. Not many people in
not
the
anymore.
States.
You are on OFFBounds.
Yeah, exactly. But especially when I come to the States, not many people have heard about us. And what we basically do is we deliver online grocery to your door. We do a full assortment, so 25,000 SKUs, everything from pharmacy to frozen items to fresh vegetables, everything you need, packed and delivered to your door in express delivery, 60 minutes, or standard delivery of 3 hours. We're basically doing it with 15-minute time delivery slots.
That means that I can schedule it for between 3 p.m. and 3:50.
Exactly. So you have a full predictability on when your grocery order is coming, and you can kind of plan your day around the order, and you don't need to stay at home waiting for your groceries to arrive. So that's what we're doing in a nutshell. And I think beyond that, what we're doing it in a fully automated way. So we have fully automated warehouses, delivering it profitably across Europe, across our many European markets.
You said so many interesting words there. Automation, profitability, markets. You are present in how many markets?
So the reason we're not so widely known is we have a different brand in each market. So we're in 5 different markets at the moment: Czech Republic, Germany, Austria, Hungary, and Romania. And we have a different brand name under each market.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense to connect with the consumers that are already there.
Exactly.
I mean, not everybody can say Rohlik.
Exactly. So like Rohlik is, we try to localize it to the local market. So we have Rohlik, which is like a Czech, let's say, roll in Czech Republic. In Austria, we have Gurkel, which in their local language is a pickle. Then in Germany, we have a Knusper, which is also like a local roll. So we try to localize each brand. It's kept in a bit of more like a fun and serious way, kind of like we are as a company. We try to be a bit more authentic and genuine and localized for each individual market.
I think online grocery isn't really new, right? Like I shop online grocery all the time. But I'm curious about your assortment. Mm-hmm. How do you manage, what was the strategy on the assortment? Because I'll tell my experience here in the US. I shop through quick commerce.
Yeah.
So it's quite different and very limited in what I can order. It's usually my last case scenario, if it got sold, I buy it from them. How is your strategy?
Our strategy is very different. So quick commerce is typically, as you mentioned, top-up shopping. So you're missing something, you need something. We're focusing on the full, let's say, weekly shopping basket. So we're trying to deliver everything you would go out to shop in a store to your home. What differs from us is we're trying to focus really on fresh categories and deliver high quality goods to our customers. So I think some of our hero categories in our assortment are bakery, for example, where we have an on-site bakery. We basically bake goods to order and deliver them warm, fresh day. We don't only bake our own assortment, but we work with some of the best bakeries in town. So
they deliver to you, or they do it on?
So both. We get deliveries from the bakeries directly, or with some bakeries we have partnership and we actually bake the goods on site using their dough, for example. That's like one of the categories where we try to be, let's say, heroes in. Another category is, for example, meats, where we work with some of the best butchers in town and deliver some of the best cuts of meat. So like I would say the equivalent in New York is like Peter Luger's. that you have the best steaks. We have a similar concept in Czech, where it's this restaurant slash, let's say, hospitality chain that they have their own farms and stuff, and we source from them, and we try to deliver that best assortment. So customers actually don't need to go out to the city to find the best bakery or find the best butcher. They can actually have it at their door.
It's a one-stop shop that you don't even need to go to the shop.
Exactly. I think that's the full, that's our concept. We want to be a one-stop shop, and we even basically have a pharmacy attached to our warehouses or fulfillment centers. That is not necessarily ours because we can't legally own and operate pharmacies, but we have it attached to our fulfillment center, and you can even order your pharmacy order. We can only do OTC at the moment, but we basically batch that to your grocery order and deliver it to your door in 60 minutes. So imagine you're sick, you want a soup and some paracetamol. You can have that in 60 minutes, all delivered to your door.
Sounds very complex, I'll say. I'm sure, as I said, like online grocery is not new. Many people have done, but I think a lot of people have struggled with the logistics and the operational part of it. What makes it sustainable?
So for us, it's been a long journey. I mean, we've been
But we started what 10 years ago? It's something.
10, now it's been 11 years. 11
Okay.
years. So 11 years of learning. We've basically, I think it's maybe good to start at the beginning. We've looked at the philosophy we built the business around is how do you deliver the best online grocery experience? And then we've looked at how do we do that efficiently. So we go out of our way to make the customer experience online better. We choose to do things that are inherently inefficient. So we could sell everything in packs, and that would be super easy. But we know that it's easier to pick 3 apples as opposed to a pack of apples. So we, for example, pick fruits and vegetables by piece or by weight based on what the customer is used to. Also, handling frozen is super complicated and expensive, but we choose to basically keep this complexity so the customer has a better experience online.
Yeah, I was reading about you have 7 different temperatures.
Yes,
What does that
7
mean?
temperature zones. So like we, for example, fruits and vegetables, we keep in 2 separate temperature zones so that we basically deliver the optimal quality. So like you can imagine your bananas and your avocados will be probably at a different temperature zone to your potatoes, which need to be at a colder place. So we try to balance that to make sure that we're bringing you the best grocery goods possible. And what we've kind of done is we've looked at how do we develop the best customer experience, not only in terms of assortment, but also in terms of speed. And then we've sort of learned how to do that efficiently. And what we've learned over the journey is you can't necessarily, there's no solution out there to deliver that, and we've built it ourselves. So the software that we've built in-house, everything from the app, the website, to the WMS, which runs the entire warehouse, to the router, to the last mile, we've actually built in-house to develop what we've...
Throughout these 10 years of learning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's been developed by us. It's been basically, it gets tested every day. Right now, we're delivering around 70,000 orders daily across the group, and our software is basically enabling us to achieve that, which is I think that one of the key enablers to delivering such a service proposition.
Yeah, and in under 90, it's not like next day or in 3 hours.
Yeah, it's once you get into the detail of trying to put your groceries together from 7 different temperature zones in a picked, packed, put in a car with some other basically orders, because you don't want to deliver one order because that's inefficient, deliver to your door in 60 minutes. It's quite a complex feat, and to get that right every time, because you need to an online grocery, that takes some learning to get there, but we've gotten there.
Yeah, I'm curious, how many orders can you fulfill a day?
So right now we're fulfilling across the entire group around 70,000 orders daily.
And well, one thing that I was reading that I found very interesting is that you acquired Bringmaster. My German is not that good, as you can see. And they were delivering next day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you switched. They were already in the market for 20 years.
Yeah.
And then you switched to your value proposition.
Exactly.
How was the customer responding to that?
That's actually a great case study. So Bringmeister was an online grocer that's been around for many, many years. They delivered.
I lived in Berlin.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
never used it. So I'm curious because it was never popular for me.
Okay.
For me, like, it was the time of gorillas, I think.
Yeah.
When I was there. Yeah.
What Bringmeister did well was they worked with Edeka and they delivered, I think, Edeka assortment really, really well to your door on a next day delivery model. When we acquired them, what we did was we took our tech and put it on top of the business. We rebranded it to our German brand Knusper, and we also enlarged the assortment and sped up the delivery to same day delivery to what we have everywhere else. What we basically saw was this business that was pretty much stagnant for the last 3 years. We managed to grow it by almost like 100% year over year. Not only grow the business in terms of volume, but also because we brought in the efficiency or the volume and we automated, we're also basically increasing the FC efficiency year over year by like 80%. So it's really shown, and I think our business is a testament to it, is if you bring a good enough proposition to the customer online, you can actually drive growth just with that proposition, and you can even increase the market share of online as a whole if the proposition is good enough.
That's a good point, because I think I just don't shop more online. First, because the way I shop groceries online is quick commerce, so it's already it's already 30% more expensive.
Yeah.
So it's just not efficient for my wallet. Let's say it's efficient in time, but not efficient for my wallet. But I'm comfortable in paying a premium for speed, right?
Yeah.
And there's a claim that online grocery will never really grow because it's being 10% of the market and everybody wants to shop in store. So what you're saying is actually it's just 10%. Because they haven't seen the value proposition that you are offering the markets you operate.
Exactly, and you can, if you look at Czech Republic as a case study and you go back in time and you look at when Rohlik was starting, Czech was a laggard in Europe in online grocery penetration. I think it was around 3-4%. If you look at it now, after basically Rohlik being on the market and 14 years and being basically the market leader there, we're one of the front runners across Europe. So where others have stayed on a similar trajectory, we've kind of forced the market to shift. We've even forced the offline players, like traditional retailers, to be more competitive online, and they've had to adapt, and we have good competition, which we're happy for. But it's a case study to show that the good enough online proposition will convert people. And I think different to us, to quick commerce, we don't need to charge our groceries 30% more expensive because they're online. We're actually price matching to our offline competitors. We are able to pay for the online delivery order because of the efficiency we achieve in the warehouse. We have a very cheap real estate.
Is it free delivery?
Above a certain threshold it is. And for our extra customers, which is our equivalent of a Prime, let's say, subscription in Amazon, we also basically offer them free delivery. We are able to pay for that through, let's say, the business and the economics of the order.
The efficiency being automated and like your automated warehouses and the software and everything.
Exactly. But I think automation is not, let's say, the solution in every market. I think we have varying level of automation across the group. We still operate manual sites in, let's say, low wage rate markets, and we have, let's say, fully automated sites in high wage rate markets like Germany and Austria, where we're even doing, let's say, robotic picking. So I think automating is, let's say, not the solution
for every market.
For every market, or it's not the solution to delivering a good online grocery order. I think the solution for that is having a good software and having a good proposition. And then depending on where you are in terms of order volume, your, let's say, costs, looking at your labor rate costs, your labor availability, then you decide the right level of automation to kind of fit that. So you have, let's say, the perfect puzzle piece to attack that market with.
And you are all entering different markets. What was the hardest one to crack? Because you have to define the strategy per market, right? Like there's some that one case work, the others that don't.
Honestly, we've entered markets at different periods in time. I think when we entered markets during COVID, we basically were growing without any marketing spend. After COVID, we needed to, there was a, let's say, a sort of dip in online. We didn't experience it in our business, but we needed to, again, go back to basics of before COVID and reteaching people what we can deliver online, what is our proposition, we're not expensive, etc., because people started going back. So Our, I think, biggest lessons is our proposition actually works across all the markets. And we just need to keep doing our proposition, executing our proposition perfectly for it to work from the customer perspective. I think if I look at operational perspective, there has been a lot of learnings across the markets because as you've lived in Europe, you know that Europe is a bit extremely complex. Every country has its own legislation, labor laws, etc. So like the way you can run a fulfillment center in Romania versus in Germany is drastically different. So we've learned sort of how do we optimize in each market what makes sense to do, what doesn't make sense to do. Even in terms of our investments and how we build up automations, there are different, specificities in terms of fire regulations, etc., that we need to comply with. So we've been on a long learning journey. We've paid for a lot of the lessons ourselves, but we make sure not to repeat always the same mistakes. So
makes sense. And you also, I saw that you partner with Amazon and Bolt in Germany.
Exactly.
So you're not owning the full delivery anymore. Like you also have these other third parties working with you. How does that work?
So on Amazon specifically, so we started working with them several years back. We're their, let's say, only grocery delivery partner in Germany at the moment. So you can go on Amazon website in Germany, you can connect on our local brand Knusper there, and you can do your full grocery shopping. If you're a Prime member, you get certain benefits on our let's say website or on our retail business as well. But you do the order in Amazon, we then fulfill it and we deliver it to you. With Bolt, we work as a distribution channel, so it's in a similar way as well. So we have it as another basically distribution channel for our online business.
Yeah, so it's just like hard to understand that you are the grocer. For me, like I keep thinking that you are the one of the persons that deliver the order.
We are a fully fledged grocer. I mean, we own the stock, we pick the stock, we have
and
people.
Therefore it also makes sense for you to work with third-party partners to even amplify your distribution.
Exactly. It's about amplifying our reach and getting customers that we wouldn't have gotten otherwise. And there's
a discovery channel anyways.
Exactly. And there's different target segments that you get in both of those channels, but I think we're very happy to work with both of them and there's mutual benefits for both parties.
Yeah, and from the consumer perspective, do they use an app or they shop on the website? How is the interface?
So there's many now. So I think the traditional way we've built the business on is we basically have customer front end, which is basically a web and app. Now we have I think lots of features there that enable a superior grocery experience online, whereas you can shop via recipes, you can shop via products that you can save to in like your, I would call it like a cart that you have ongoing, so you can have different lists, or you can actually. We've recently launched Maya, which is like our AI-enabled shopping
had to talk
device.
about AI.
Yeah, of course. So directly in our app or our web, you can chat with Maya via voice, or you can chat with her and you can tell her, hey, I'm preparing a dinner with my family. My wife is gluten-free. Can you prepare this and that? And she'll basically come up with a recipe. She'll pick the products from our catalog and she'll basically select them. Or you can tell her to select them and add them to the cart, and then you can do the shopping that way. I've recently discovered my favorite way of shopping, which is we have a MCP connection to our website. So I have my OpenClaw Mac Mini, where I'm on Telegram actually doing my shopping via Telegram, and he's starting to get to know me more and he knows what I like. So he can actually help me with recommendations even. He can also search for discounts that I like, of products I like. So that's like a new, let's say, channel that I'm discovering, and I think more and more people are discovering. And
are you ready to supply to all the Asians?
Maybe.
That's another capability that companies need to have.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I want to hear everything about OpenClaw, but maybe after the interview. I'm interested because you own the full thing. You also have the capability of developing a retail media channel for you and for the brands you work with.
Yep.
Are you
So
operating it?
We do retail media, and it is an important pillar in the online business. We, again, developed our own retail media platform. We do traditional endemic trade marketing. We do non-endemic retail media. And then we also do data insights. So we're providing, let's say, a lot of other revenue streams that we're building on the core business to basically support the retail business with that.
Another opportunity for your OpenClaw.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I think this is more facing towards our, let's say, suppliers. Customers don't really have that much access to it, but maybe there is a way to, again, in the future, I think, monetize retail media. There will have to be a way to monetize retail media via AI. I mean, I think that's a big question mark that was discussed as well at Shop Talk.
Yeah.
Is what happens with retail media when everyone is shopping through AI.
Yeah, well, maybe it changed a lot or not. Who knows? Like, I think for a few things, I still want to use my discovery curiosity.
Yeah.
Not necessarily my OpenClaw. Not that I have one yet, but I will. Everything that you say sounds wonderful, but is it profitable?
It is. It is. So in Czech, we've been profitable for many years. We've been profitable actually before COVID in Czech Republic, even as a group business. We've, on a unit level, we're profitable in our high wage markets. And as a group level, we're profitable as well. I think what's worth mentioning is online grocery can be profitable, and it is profitable. It's just a question of scale. It's like this snowball of critical mass. Once the snowball reach a certain point, you can't stop it, and you have enough scale to basically pay for all of the fixed costs you have in the warehouse, for the marketing, for the headquarter. And once you're there, it just keeps ballooning and ballooning and ballooning, kind of like Amazon did. It was unprofitable for many years, and then at some point it switched. So I think it's the same thing in grocery, except it just takes almost a little longer because the margins are thinner.
Yeah, I was gonna say because the margins are not that big. Yeah.
But then again, like the difference between grocery and e-commerce is your frequency. So you don't go on Amazon every week, whereas maybe some people do. But grocery shopping you need every week. If you're a loyal grocery shopper, you're shopping minimum 4 times a month, and many times over more if you're doing top-ups with that one partner as well. So you're getting maybe smaller basket sizes than you would in e-commerce and slightly smaller margins, but the customer lifetime value is potentially significantly higher because they keep coming back.
Of course. Just by curiosity, I live here in the US, but I was just living in Europe and I lived in the US before. My consumer behavior changed and I shop on Amazon maybe 3-4 times a week.
3-4 times a week?
Yeah. Also groceries 3-4 times a week.
Okay.
So...
And you do your shopping on groceries with Amazon?
No, never.
Okay. Why not?
Well, first, Whole Foods is right by my gym, so I just pass by, which is owned by them. And when I need online, when I'm like lazy to leave or I'm too busy to leave the house, I order through my DoorDash e-commerce.
Okay.
But just so you know, like I think like I wouldn't shop that much on Amazon in Europe, but here it's almost the day standard.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah, it's a different consumer behavior that reflects here. It's just like here works better. Like I know where to return items. It arrives for me in like in a few hours. And now it's just more convenient, let's say.
Makes sense.
Than when I lived in Europe. All right, you're talking about scaling the grocery proposition, but you're also scaling in a different way. Like you're providing the technology behind everything to different markets.
Yep.
Are you a retailer or a tech company?
Oh, that's a good question. I think we're both, to be honest. I think at heart, we're a retailer and we speak the language of retail. But in order to be a successful retailer, we're also a tech company. So we've built all the software ourselves. We've gone through a long automation journey. We've made our mistakes, but we think we now have a product that actually works and has the capability to deliver great online grocery experience super quickly in a same-day model and profitably. And what we've done last year is actually work to commercialize that. So we're now working or in active talks with many offline retail partners to see how we can help them on their online journey. And we have a fully modular solution, so we can provide the WMS, the router, the last mile, even the WES that runs the AutoStore automation, and we can kind of put together a solution that fits their model. Doesn't need to mirror.
I was going to say, because that sounds like they will have to change a lot of their business.
And we believe they shouldn't. I mean, if they want to run next day, they can run next day. But if they want to unlock same day, we can do that. So we have a fully modular solution that we can support them with. We also work with different hardware providers. We're specifically working with AutoStore. We're an official implementation integration partner. So we can also provide them with the automation. So we can do a full design for them, how the model can run with the software, with the automation. And then what we can also do is we have an operations team. We can also help them actually set it up and run it and make sure that the KPIs that we agree at the beginning, that they're able to actually achieve them, and we will help them get over that line, achieving those KPIs. So that's sort of where we've positioned ourselves. We want to help online retailers. We don't believe our model is a one size fits all. We believe we have a modular solution that can adapt to many other retailers and to many other models. I mean, our model is a fulfillment center, but this can we're a very scaled down fulfillment center. Our fulfillment centers are sometimes so small that they can be a side of store model, which you see potentially in the US, where you're delivering
I can't wait to see it.
from the store. You're picking some items in the store, and in the back of the store, you can be running automation and picking a majority of the order. So there's many different models that we can support with and we can discuss.
Very interesting. And I know that you invited me to see it with my own eyes.
Yes.
I need to make the trip.
Come to Vienna, Prague, or Berlin. I mean, there's plenty of European capitals. Would be happy to invite you to see.
Absolutely, I'll text you and I'll go visit. I'm sure my audience will love if I give them a sneak peek. And what do you think? We are in a very interesting year with a lot of geopolitical stuff, but also a lot of development in AI and the way we shop, the way we run our companies. What do you think is one opportunity for the market with all these challenges, all those opportunities or challenges coming?
I think there's many. I think one trend that at least we see in our markets is online is not going away. Online will continue to grow, and you need to take online seriously. So I think that's one challenge, but also opportunity. I think another challenge which we see on a lot of markets is actually labor availability and labor wage rates increasing, which again goes hand in hand with online. It makes it much more difficult to deliver a profitable grocery order, to do everything you want in grocery profitably. So and the answer to that is automation. I think the last big topic that you discussed obviously is AI, and how retailers use that to improve the customer facing front end, but also how they basically automate their operations and what they do in-house. And I think we're focused on all of them, but especially the AI part, we're really focusing on being at the front end of that. And we firmly believe that can be a game changer in let's say, the P&L structure of a grocer. I mean, if you can automate a majority of your marketing, of your commercial, of all of these functions that typically cost a lot in a grocer's P&L, you can either give those costs back to the customer, those savings, and make yourself more competitive, or you can be more profitable as a retailer. So I think that's a super exciting era we're in, and we will see, I think, the retailers that take the first mover advantage in AI will be benefiting, and the ones that are going to be slow will have a tough time catching up to the ones that actually jump on this opportunity.
Yeah, it's exciting and it's scary at the same time. So it's I feel I'm always like, oh my God, am I missing something? Because it always feels that I'm missing something, right? Like there's always a new advancement. And we have lots of grocers that listen to us about online grocery. What would you like to tell them as an advice that you wish somebody told you sooner when you started a company?
That's an interesting question. You know, we've seen it ourselves, and I think we've experienced it ourselves. My advice would be every vendor is trying to sell you some kind of a solution, and every vendor is trying to either solve your automation or solve your, let's say, picking process or something, you know. And I think what you need to think of is always the full picture and how that fits into your entire solution, and how that affects your proposition, and how that proposition will affect your growth and your P&L at the end of the day. It's important to take a holistic view of grocery and what you can achieve with that. And that's kind of the view we like to take with Veloc, is we can automate, but that's not gonna solve if you're not growing, that's not gonna solve your growth. Let's look at your whole business, and let's look at, you can probably get a higher UPH, but maybe it doesn't make sense to get a higher UPH with the same model. Maybe it makes sense to actually invest in more same-day business, or maybe it makes sense to change up the way you do last mile. And then we can debate if you want to invest or not invest, etc. So I think that's the important way to look at it, is more holistically and not on a vendor-by-vendor basis, because you're not picking a vendor-by-vendor, you're picking potentially a strategy on how you do your online grocery.
Very good. Thank you so much, Peter. It was a pleasure to have you here in New York. I hope, you enjoyed the weather, because today is very good.
Thank
and
you.
I hope to see you next time in one of your automated warehouses.
Yes, we'll be happy to have you.